I heard you went and saw the great, the amazing Kansas City King Tech N9ne.
I did.
How many times have you seen old Tech N9ne?
Seen him a dozen times.
Yeah. Most people, if you're not inside of Missouri, when Angelic hit, it smacked Joplin across the side of its
absolute
face.
Power?
Nah, it would have been Angelic, at least for me. I remember the samplers. They had a crew come down and whatnot.
Slacker was the...
I'm a slacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was later. That may have been when you came in.
Yeah, that's the first Tech song I heard.
Nah, it was fucking Christopher Columbus discovering. I don't remember my first Tech show, but like the one that really sticks out for me was The Gathering in 2004. Like seeing 10,000 people. Like I was in the rear of the crowd, like there was a tent back there and I was just hanging out and seeing 10,000 people go, KC Mo, roll. And it was like, holy shit. But all good things must come to an end. And from the little bit of what you told me, things have gone downhill on the live show angle.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's the same show. It's over and over again that I've seen. Ain't nothing new.
Now, is he still solo right now, though?
Yeah, he was solo. So he's doing that 3 sets, the Prince, the Clown, and the G. 3
sets? You mean like sectioning off each set?
Kinda.
Like this is more
like he'll
serious?
come out in the Crown, then he'll step off, come back in the Clown mask.
He actually does
like
that.
When we saw him in Joplin a while back, he did that, I'm pretty sure, there at that
did
show.
He?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. All the Tech shows kind of blur together over the years.
Right.
Now, at the Joplin show, though, was when he was trying to have a hype man again, though. Because he had someone on stage with him
I think
doodle-lotting around.
Was it Joey Cool that opened up for him?
Maybe, one of them weirdos. But see, that's what's the shame is growing up, or even just, a handful of years ago, the way Cut Calhoun, Chris Calico, and Tech did the show together, they essentially found a cheat code because they're doing, coordinated dances and they're high energy and hyped up. But since they all had their own solo songs, like they could all 3 be rolling, and then 15 minutes in, Chris Calico does a solo song. Tech disappears, so he's backstage down in water. And you know what I mean? It made it to where they could have the most high energy show for an hour and a half between the 3 of them since they all had their own catalog.
Yeah, one of the best shows I ever seen. Had Stevie Stone, Mayday, Calico, Prozac. Mm-hmm. Best one. He got the crowd to mosh and everything, like actual, this side go over there, this side go over there. When I say go, just go and beat the shit out of each other.
I was lucky.
And it was a hell of a show.
I was lucky enough when we were younger to see Project Deadman. So Mike Clark and Prozac.
Yeah.
And that shit was fucking sick. But like with Tech, we all know Cut Calhoun left first. And from what I've seen on interviews and stuff, I guess Tech was like, he got into it with Travis, the owner or manager or whatever, and then brought Travis's wife into it somehow. So they said there's no bringing that motherfucker back.
Right.
And then Calico wanted more money than they were willing to give him, which, I don't know, kind of sounds like bullshit, because like everybody who's left Strange Music has said that they don't pay you dick while Tech's making fucking $10 million a year on the Forbes list.
And yeah, that's another thing I got about this show. Small little venue in Oklahoma. He's the #1 independent artist. He's made the Forbes list. He sells out Red Rocks in Colorado.
Such a cool looking place.
Like why does he do that? Elsewhere do arena shows or something like that. I don't get why he plays for 100 people.
I like the smaller shows, though. Where you, like, slam 500 people in a place that holds 3,
Right.
I mean, that's where the wild shit happens.
It's sweaty.
But, yeah, it does suck, because that show was so good. And now, like, I saw him at one of the casinos last year. And it is just him walking around holding his dick like every other rapper, Tech N9ne needs to be remembered as one of the greats because I still hold him to that level. Like when you were telling me about the Tech show, we got off the phone. I started thinking about like how much he's contributed that like people don't know. He would sign certain artists strategically to 1-album deals with Strange, like Murs. So Murs I never liked, and he really didn't fit in. But Murs ran the Rock the Bells, which was like top 3 at the time hip hop music festivals. So by Tech doing that, he was able to put newer artists no one knew, like Seth's Crew and stuff, on this huge festival to bring them out, you know? And that's got to be the only reason they signed him. It kind of sucks. But more importantly, he signed J-Rock from Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, no, J-Rock from Top Dog Entertainment. Now, a lot of people know Top Dog Entertainment now because it's Kendrick Lamar's label. But he signed J-Rock to a 1-album deal with a tour, and they knew it was only going to be 1 album because J-Rock needed funding for Top Dog Entertainment so they could launch their new artist, Kendrick Lamar. So in a weird way, Tech is, I don't want to say responsible because Kendrick probably would have figured it out another way. But in this current timeline, I guess you say, Tech is responsible for Kendrick Lamar's big explosion because he gave them the money to push him out there. And I don't think a lot of people know that. I think that's fucking sick. And then when you look at everyone who's been on the fucking label, fucking Ritz.
Didn't he do that with Jelly Roll too? That 1 CD? I know it was sold on Strange Music on the website. I think
Jelly Rolls was like a distribution deal just to sell the records through Strange Music distro, but not like actually on the label. Yeah. I'm not sure. I saw that too. It just popped up there one day. He was selling, I think it was like all of his merch for a minute. And then they had a tour planned. This was like pandemic times, and then the pandemic canceled it. But Jelly Roll Tech N9ne tour, back when Jelly Roll was still fucking hip-hopping, like, that shit would have been sick. That would have been
a hell of a show.
Yeah, and like I was telling you, man, fucking need to get them tickets. Twiztid's doing the 20-year anniversary of Freak Show. And me and Jonathan, I mean, we were at that Freak Show tour in Kansas City at this beat-down club called El Toran, or El Torian. I wound up playing that club years and years later. Hyper Sniper showed up. He's out in the parking lot with a knife, looking for another artist who's on the show, wanting to stick him up. But yeah, we were at that show. We got robbed. This was like in the hood in Kansas City. Around, if anybody's from Kansas City, they have this gas station. Every day they pull all of the racks of merch out into the parking lot. And you pull up, and some hood dude comes. It looks like they're robbing the place. And they're open real late, and they'll be like, you know, I want this, and they'll walk over and get the stuff for you. It's crazy. We were hanging out with the Juggalos during the day, and then a couple dudes came up, and they seemed to be friends with dudes I had known from other shows. I thought they were friends. Turns out they didn't even know each other. But they were just friendly. And the dude who was acting like he was friendly, he was like, yeah, I can get y'all some herb. It's right around the corner. And we were like 13, you know? And we were like, okay, so we go to this apartment.
Here's all our money.
Yeah, we go to this apartment complex, and the apartment complex is vacant, okay? Like, windows are busted out. It's like several stories, but there's one window with a fan in it, okay? And he's like, I just got to run up, run back. So I was driving, and I told one of the dudes in the car with us, I said, hey, go stand over there by the back door. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to watch the front, you watch the back. Let's see if he runs. He never came back. So like 30 minutes later, bear in mind, we're like 12. Like, I got like a socket wrench in my hand and shit. Jonathan's got like a screwdriver. And we're walking into this apartment, and all the doors are open, and it's just homeless people. And then at one point, we turned and looked at each other, and I don't remember who said it, but one of us said, this is probably where we die. So we went back to the venue, and then we jumped those dudes' asses. And he's like, dude, I just met that dude 20 minutes ago. I couldn't believe you guys fucking gave him a ride down the road. Like, that shit was fucking crazy, dude. It's Kansas City. You don't do that shit. But I'm not really interested in Twiztid these days, but I thought seeing that show just for nostalgia would be sick.
That would be cool.
I still have. I looked for it after they made the tour announcement. I have the Freak Show tour t-shirt from fucking 20 years ago. It's in my closet. I'll fucking rock that shit and fucking see if some fucking let wants to fucking give me a blowy or something. But yeah, I'll tell you though, with Tech though, I haven't really listened to a Tech CD, like a new Tech CD in a while, like in probably 3 or 4 releases. Because he had that era where he tried to kind of go more mainstream rap, And I was like, oh, the fuck are you doing? And it just made me tune out. But old tech, I listen to every week. You know, I was actually listening to Angelic like 3 or 4 days ago while I was sorting a delivery that came in. That shit, even today, man, that shit is fucking horde. Where was the show you went to the other day?
Oklahoma City.
You went all the way to Oklahoma City for a fucking tech show?
Yeah, it's the closest one. That I could go to. That I got a day off and whatnot.
How long of a drive is that? 5?
No, it's only like 3.5.
Oh.
The Diamond's Ballroom.
I don't know. I mean, Oklahoma City's I've always thought it's too big of a drive unless there's other stuff going on, you know.
And we did. We went to the zoo the next day, which was fucking massive. We were there for like 3 or 4 hours and probably only saw half of it.
Any cool animals besides the basics? No fucking lizard
Probably
with 3
the-
heads or...
You get to see the aquarium, the stingrays, and all that shit.
I love that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was looking forward to. But we walked all around, saw the fucking lions and cheetahs and the fucking giraffes, some monkeys.
I always go to the aquariums. Like last year, I went to both Houston and I don't remember where in Florida, Clearwater or something. And yeah, both times I went and fucking pet the fucking, what is it, the stingrays or whatever. And then they have like feed. You can feed them and they like gum on you because their mouth is on the bottom. And
it's like $5 a person. It's like, I will drop some money for.
I can remember
with these stingrays.
I walked to the one in Houston, or no, I took a bus to a certain area and I was just going to explore, and I smoked a doob, and then I walked into the aquarium and they had like water slides and shit in Houston. It was fucking sick. But yeah, I probably spent like 30 minutes putting money in the, you have to pay for like a little bag or handful of food. And then, put it down
$10
there.
in quarters.
Oh, yeah, they had, I can't remember which one. I think the one in Florida, but they had fucking full-on sharks and shit. And they had the tanks where like you actually like level with the bottom of the tank, it's like see-through glass and it goes way high. They did whale shows. Yeah, that shit's fucking sick. I went with my mom. There in Florida, I took her to. She had never been to the ocean, so me and her went deep sea fishing.
Nice.
What was a cool thing? There was a guide. He had the boat or whatever, and fucking drove us out there. We were in this area, like you put a rod out and you catch something like every 30 seconds. Like there was no skill involved. It was just like location. And you caught all different fish. One of them, I don't remember if me or my mom caught it. Maybe even her. It was a puffer fish.
Oh.
So the guy, they had the captain and then the attendant or whatever. You couldn't really understand him, but he takes the fish and he pulls up the gill and he blew into it and the fucking thing, it just fucking ballooned up. And then what's cool is where they drop you off at the harbor, there's a restaurant like 10 feet away, and they fix you the fish you caught. So we literally caught the fish, and within an hour, a chef prepared it for us.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That puffer fish, though, is the worst tasting seafood I've ever had.
I'd be scared
It's
to eat
fucking
that.
nasty.
You got to be, from my understanding, very skilled to cook that because it's poisonous.
I don't think that's
wrong.
the puffer fish. I know what you're talking about. I don't think that's the puffer fish.
What was the puffer fish?
Speaking of puffer fishes, I think it's time we hop on our swollen ball sacks and bounce the fuck on out of here.
Drop down.
Smack.
I need to update your sound bits.
No shit.